Hello again. Welcome to Lady Violet Games. Today I'm going to start the painting on my Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. I'm going to start off with the Abaddon Black and literally cover everything in the black because I'm doing a Black Legion. So after I do it all black, then I'll go into all my other layers and get all that. So yeah, we're gonna get going on painting him all black for right now. He's been primed and been sitting waiting. And again, welcome and thank you for joining. If you like what you see, please subscribe and share. At least trying to get at least 100 subs by the end of the year. And if you want, leave a note. Thank you. Here we go. I'm just going to start here on the shoulders and just work, and yeah, it's just, I'm not using a lot of heavy paint. I'm just going to try and pull as much as I can, as you can see, and then just, it will cover, but, it's just going to be a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm just going to try and get him all painted up in Abaddon Black. If you do have questions, please, I'm still learning, or if you have any suggestions as to what you see, please leave comments on that as well. I've only been back in the hobby for a year now, and it's just been one of those things that's it's a fun thing for me to do, and if I don't have it, then I'm bored out of my mind. I have someone on the camera, so if you would like to say hi to the camera.
Hi.
They helped out with the last video that I was doing, so again, thank you to them. Her name is Alice.
Hi.
And yeah, she's my camera for the moment until I can figure something else out. I will be, as I said, these will be turned into lightning claws, which I did try once already on a couple of different models, and they actually turned out very, very cool. I'm looking forward to doing another deal of them as well. And as I said, this is the first layer, and then when I get done, we gotta move it around. Yeah, if you have things that I might have to take that off so I have a better chance of getting into the crack here. See,
Make sure you try to stay in the light here, because I know it's kind of hard with the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to see in the light while everything is going on. So again.
Mind the hand, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, my hand. Yeah, I apologize if my hand gets in the way of the view.
But it's just the way that the angle is of it. Huh?
Yes, for the time being.
Yeah.
I don't have another way of filming.
Yeah.
But in the end, it'll all turn out well. But I like to give my basing, I've done the primer in gray, and it allows me to go either light or dark as instead of doing like the Abaddon black spray from Games Workshop.
Yeah.
This just gives me a better option, and yes, it has been thinned down a little bit. I have added some water into it to, because I've been using it quite a bit, so it is thinned down, but it does have a pretty decent coverage.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the greatest when it comes to painting, but I at least try to at least get something to look decent. Yeah. Like I said, I've only been back into the hobby for a year. my favorite faction is the Drakari, but the Chaos, I've been, it garnered my interest when I started listening to the Horus Heresy series, and I love the lore that I get to learn as I go about with each of the different factions that I've actually been putting together. I have Tyranids. I have a single. I do have Chaos, as you can see here, and then I have actual Space Marines as well. And I kind of did my own play on my own army instead of going like a successor chapter. I wanted to create my own legion. So yeah, I'm slowly working on their lore, and hopefully when I can get enough lore figured out for it, I will then publish that here on the channel in some form of idea, either written or just talk about it. And yeah, as I said, it's just right now I'm just trying to get as much of the Abaddon Black down so that it covers up. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of space. Yeah, I will.
Would you say these ones are have a lot more cracks and crevices?
This one definitely has a lot more because it is a
bigger.
Well, it is a bigger model,
yeah.
But also it's because it is an HQ.
Yeah.
They do add more to it.
Oh yeah.
It's not a complete monopose, but the legs and the arms, you can only do so much with them. Yeah. But as a whole, if you
there's a lot more cracks and crevices that don't necessarily need to be there, but they're there.
Well, it's not just that, but it's the idea that if they can't see it, don't worry about painting it. But again, it's that if you can get into those cracks and crevices, I would suggest doing sub sections so that you can do pieces and parts. Like I would consider taking these arms, putting them on a subsection, this back here, putting that sub, and then that way all of this in here in the back would be perfectly fine to paint. But I wanted to get it all put together, and I had talked about it in the first video of this series that I wanted to do that, but I don't have all the equipment necessary
to do it.
Well, it's like I either have toothpicks or something like that, which I don't have. And this is one of those deals is when you can get it, you buy it, and just slowly build up. I will definitely say getting Q-tips and stuff for when you do your washes, that gives them the ability to help get clean up certain aspects on what you're doing so that you don't leave like a ton of paint behind. Or if you're doing an oil wash, I don't know much about those yet. I'm still learning. I watch Eons of Battle and Squidmore, so I would suggest if you really want to get good, practice, and watch these other people that I've mentioned who have been doing painting a lot more and do a lot better job than I do. I will say I love that I get to watch those people, those YouTube channels, because they literally have shown me so much. And then when I get to see what they've done, I then go and I can then try and put and do those same techniques. Yeah. And as I said, right now I'm just trying to get a single first layer of the Abaddon Black onto this model so that when I can come in again with a second layer of contrast to lay in over everything, which will then be a much nicer. Yeah. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm really loading up my brush to try and get as much as I can in for the paint to be able to just get it on and lay it in. I love the cloak,
Right.
It's got a lot of movement in it, even though it is still a plastic stationary. The movement is there and it's visible,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely
Gorgeous.
interesting and awesome. All of my guys have this really interesting head, and I wanted them all to match the same. He will get a purple head like all of my other in this for my Terminators. They all have that same
Head color.
yeah, and the color. And I like that I've done that. It just makes them unique, and I like having
Things that are
unique.
unique.
Yeah, I'm a unique person. We're all unique. So if you want something that's unique, go for it.
That screams you, go for it.
Yeah, I will say I am painting this as a Black Legion, which for me was an easy choice. Because I don't have the time and patience. Well, I don't have the patience for trying to do like
Something different.
yeah. This is a simple, easy model paint scheme. It's something that I can easily lay down with what paints I can afford at a time, and it's just it makes it easy on me, and I tend to like easy things. Well, I mean within certain aspects, So yeah, this is, as I said, the Chaos Terminator, and right now, I'm just trying to get the
Rest of them.
yeah, just trying to get him laid in with all the black. Let's clean up that brush. It's a little overloaded, but not in a bad way. Keep fresh water nearby.
It's right there. Tasty.
Just taking off any excess
I'm just saying
paint.
tasty.
It's just it's just pulling off the excess paint.
It looks tasty.
Yeah, it's just paint.
Paint goes somewhere. It's gotta go somewhere, right?
Well, it's water based, so yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah, it's not going. It's just water.
Well, it's acrylic water based, so yeah, it's easy to manipulate.
Right. And it works.
Oh yeah, I've got GW paints, but I've also got these Craftsmart, which
that's in the shot.
which actually do quite well for me, and I've got a few other models that have been painted with the Craftsmart and turned out quite well. The pigments and stuff, I don't know much about them. I just know that they've worked well for me, and I'm happy with them. And you can get the Craftsmart at Michael's or probably any other hobby store if you go there. Just look around and, you will eventually find the paints. Even getting some of the paint brushes from the craft stores, they're cheap, but they still work. I mean, and worth the price. I mean, they are worth the money that you spend on them. So yeah.
By the way, this phone ain't very light.
No, it's about a pound and a half.
It's still pretty heavy though, and it's warm.
Yeah, and I do believe we have just about got all of them.
You got the underside of his other claws, right? I thought I saw a little bit of. Was I right? A little bit.
Well, yeah, like I said,
Yeah, you can't
as I said, this is the first coat.
Yeah.
And
I'm just saying, I want to make sure there's no gray, at least on the first coat,
Well, I mean, no. If there's gray on the first coat, that just means you just come back and paint another coat. Yeah, but because this is fairly thinned down now, it because it's been used a lot. I've used a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can tell it's been used a lot.
Let's see. Yeah. But there you go. There he is, painted all black. Doesn't look too bad.
No.
I will probably come back in tomorrow or the next day, and we'll do a part 2 on making sure that all of the black is covered, and start in on with the contrast, and then go into all of the gold and other colors. Thank you for watching.
Give him one more turn real quick, just so that we can see.
So
we can
yeah,
see the full
here
view.
you go.
Give him one. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.